Hi, today I'm going to give you a short overview of the Bring Your Own Device Teacher Survival Guide. So, bring your own device. What exactly does that mean? BYOD is a way for students to use the devices that they bring to class anyway as a part of their learning. Now, you may be asking, why should I even consider a Bring Your Own Device classroom? So here are some things that I think are important that we can look at. Students have the devices anyway. It takes that distraction, that device that's already a distraction, it makes it a learning tool. It teaches our students digital responsibility, and it offers real time collaboration and communication in the classroom. And a plus, there's less paper. Okay, so let's talk about some things that you may be concerned about. Won't those devices just distract students from the lesson? Maybe not everybody has a device. You may be concerned about cyberbullying. What if students forget to charge their device? And major concern is classroom management. But I want to assure you that there are some benefits that outweigh those concerns. Okay, and let's look at those benefits. And it's what these devices can be used to do. These devices, let's go back. Okay, what can these devices be used to do? These devices can be used to measure student progress. They can be used to create projects, collaborate, communicate. A big part of the Bring Your Own Device is that you can have real time assessments, finding out if your students actually understand what's going on right then. You don't have to wait until a test or something that they turn in. It offers the students the availability of comprising a portfolio. They can see their growth from the first day of school to the last. And for those high school students, it's a portfolio that they can use when they're doing their college applications and interviews. It helps those students become organized. It helps teachers to be organized. Um, for me as a special education teacher, it can help my students take notes, or it can help a teacher create notes for those students who are unable to take notes. Okay. Now, managing the BYOD classroom. The bottom line is that you have to have norms, you have to be flexible, and you have to have a process by which your students are going to use their own devices. This is true of any classroom. And so when you institute the same thing that you institute for your classroom without using those devices, and it will directly translate into being able to manage a class with those devices. And the types of devices that I'm talking about right now are cell phones, smartphones, laptops, Chromebooks, tablets of all sorts, iPod Touch, iPads, e readers. All of those things are Wi Fi capable now. And so there are so many ways to use these devices. Okay, now you may be concerned about designing your lessons to meet the needs of your learners using these devices. And it's the same basic premise as you use already. You have to set an outcome. What do you want the students to learn? You have to decide what instructional strategy you're going to use for the students to learn this information. Then you can translate that instructional strategy into the device. And we're going to look at some apps that you can use in just a moment. So you'll decide what apps to use, and then you'll decide that this help the students or enhance the students' learning outcomes. Okay, and here's some device-based apps and a few of them I'm going to discuss with you today. Dropbox, Leno, Evernote, Unit Converter, calculators, Blogger, Google Drive, QR code reader, and the list goes on and on and on. For the purposes of this webinar, I'm going to go over just a few of those things, and I can tell you what they're used for, and then it's going to kind of be up to you to decide what's best for your classroom. It may be that Evernote is great for your science class, but Dropbox might be better for a class that's taking photography or that you're making videos where students are teaching other students. It depends on your individual subject and the needs of your learners. Okay, I absolutely love Google Drive. I use Google Drive in my personal life as well as I use Google Drive for my students. Google Drive is a way that you can store projects, videos, pictures, um, any kind of word processing that a student may need to do. All of those are can be stored in Google Drive. And if the students have access to Google Drive, they have access anywhere. On the weekend, they can work on their project. They can collaborate on Google Drive in real time. They can make corrections. They can make suggestions. Um, and it's a way for me as an educator, I can look at their progress in real time also. And it's as simple as having a Google email address, which almost everyone has now. Okay, and here you can see some students using Google Drive to collaborate in the classroom. One young lady is using a desktop, and the young man is using his smartphone, and they're working on the same project. So it makes collaboration in the classroom really easy. And here's another group of students, and they're collaborating on a presentation that they're going to present later on in class. And you can see that one young lady is using a tablet, the other ones are using the computer. And the good thing is that it's not like the olden days where everybody has to sit around the same computer. Everyone can work on the project simultaneously. Evernote, I've used Evernote to store notes. Um, as you can see in this particular screenshot, um, students are using the Evernotes in a science class, and they are documenting things that happen with their experiment over a course of days. Okay, and you can see that the notes go from October 24th all the way to um, October 30th. You can also see that in Evernote, off to the right hand side, you can see a digital portfolio that the students put together using Evernote. Um, Evernote also can, when you're making those digital portfolios and you can have images, you can also use Sketch, which is an app that allows um, you to label and draw arrows. It can be used for any number of enhancing your digital photos. Screencasting apps are absolutely great. I'm using a screencasting app as I speak. It allows you as a teacher to create notes. It allows you to uh, create lessons. It can be used in a flipped classroom where students go home and do most of their learning at home and then their application at school. It allows for students who are absent to see what happened in class, given examples. It allows students to pause your speaking and look at the notes you've taken and help in step by step walk through a process with you. It is especially great for students who have learning disabilities because they can stop the screencast, they can pause it, they can rewind it at any time to see what they've missed, and it can be played over and over and over again. And it's also a good way for students to teach each other. They can, if you have a jigsaw activity going on, three different groups doing three different things, then the groups can switch and learn from each other. Okay. Mobile calendar, self-explanatory. You can set up a mobile calendar that can be synced to any mobile device, and your students will know when their projects are due. There's